Investigations into the Robb Elementary School shooting are ongoing, and families of those who were killed are still seeking answers.
They're also seeking change, but it's been nothing short of an uphill battle to try and make that happen. Tonight, KVUE's Natalie Haddad shares the journey Uvalde families have traveled for gun reform legislation.
2, 7, 4, 4. On the floor.
Do something now. Do something now. Save our children.
In recent years, Texas has suffered some of the deadliest mass shooting incidents in U.S. history.
We're learning more names of the people lost.
Governor Greg Abbott and other Republican leaders have before signaled an openness to preventative change.
Do we expect laws to come out of this devastating crime? The answer is absolutely yes.
But when lawmakers convened in Austin for the 88th Texas legislature, less than a year after a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers inside Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, those same leaders fell silent to restrictive measures when it comes to guns. Still, other lawmakers and advocacy groups stepped up to take on the near impossible challenge of creating gun reform in Texas.
We knew going into this thing how it was going to be, but there was no other way to be either.
They tried.
What sense does it make to give a child access to that kind of firepower?
And tried.
This isn't that much to ask.
Did you think we would go home?
Uvalde, Texas, a town now decorated in maroon flags and signs of support. The result of a city stripped of its innocence. An area represented by State Senator Roland Gutierrez, 21 for 21. That's what Senator Gutierrez calls the 21 pieces of gun reform legislation he filed in honor of the 21 lives lost on May 24, 2022 in Uvalde.
I see those images at night when I go to bed. I see them in the morning when I wake up.
Senator Gutierrez's pieces of legislation called for safe gun storage requirements, closing the gun show loophole, and stricter background checks. But lawmakers were not even given the chance to debate his bills in a Senate committee or on the Senate floor.
We're about to leave this building and have done nothing to safeguard our children.
In sessions prior, the Republican-led legislature has steered away from the idea of gun reform and instead focused on giving teachers more access to guns, passing permitless carry, and attempting to boost mental health resources. And of course, providing the all-too-familiar
thoughts and prayers. I'm so sick of hearing those 3 words from our elected officials. While your prayers may have comforted you, they did nothing to absolve our pain.
Since spring 2022, families of those killed have spent hours speaking with reporters, more hours speaking to lawmakers.
As representatives, it is your responsibility to protect your communities and state.
And since January, they've spent weeks worth of time driving to the Capitol building in Austin. Every week, pleading, begging Texas leaders to help prevent another mass shooting.
I don't want you to have to identify your child's body based on what he was wearing to school that day.
For months, the grieving parents did not hear any good news regarding their efforts until April.
Thank you very much for allowing us to present this bill.
A glimmer of hope in House Bill 2744.
And the truth is that had House Bill 2744 been the law in the state of Texas 1 year ago, 21 constituents of mine, plus the husband probably, 2 heroic teachers and 19 innocent children, would still be alive today.
The bill, filed by House Representative Tracy King of Batesville, would raise the minimum age to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21.
He would not have been able to legally purchase that weapon if this bill had been law.
The strong-willed families of Uvalde waited more than 13 hours in a Texas Capitol room to ask lawmakers to consider this bill.
Did you imagine what it would feel like to bury your child? Sit with that image as we do. because only when you imagine will you, as Texas lawmakers, take necessary action, including voting for House Bill 2744.
Then
Representative Burrows
came early May.
Representative Canales.
A Texas House committee passed House Bill 2744 favorably.
There being 8 ayes, 5 nays, and 0 present not voting, the motion prevails.
While a small step in the legislature, it is a rare move for Texas, with 2 Republicans on the committee changing their stance, voting with their Democratic colleagues on gun reform efforts.
You know, I mean, everybody was crying. Even the ones that voted no were crying.
But the celebration was short-lived. Though the House committee passed the bill, it missed a key deadline. House Bill 2744, the Raise the Age bill, died in the Texas legislature, unable to reach the House floor after committee in time, seemingly leaving gun reform off the table for the 88th Texas legislative session.
On some level, it's cruel to give someone so much hope.
House Bill 2744's vote served as a potential signal that the unrelenting pace of mass shootings in Texas were beginning to make an impact on policymakers. Some family members of the victims described feeling heard, finally heard.
They're going to come back in a session.
House Bill 2744's committee passage was not enough to make it into law.
We will vote correctly when that time comes.
But its passage was enough to give these hurting hearts resolve.
We can all agree on one thing. America has a serious crisis, and we need to start somewhere to solve this issue. We do everything to protect these guns. Let's just try something to protect our children.
It was enough to keep going.
I mean, we're still not giving up. There's still a lot of fight to go.
For the lives robbed.
How can we be okay with that happening to other families?
Don't let my daughter's murder mean nothing to you.
How can we be okay with any of that?
Pain from those families is just soul-crushing to see. Natalie, I know you've spent so much time with these families during the session. How are they feeling now that the session is practically over?
I talked to a few of them today, just a couple of exchange of text messages as they're making their way to vigils in Uvalde, and they're certainly hurt, very disappointed that gun reform was not on the table this session, but they knew going in that it was going to be an uphill battle, and they are certainly not the same people that they were 365 days ago. I don't think anyone with a tie to Uvalde is. I'm certainly not. I know we are not, and they're going to be back. They're going to be back, and they are looking forward to doing whatever it takes to get the change they believe is truly necessary here in Texas.
Thanks, Natalie.
Thank you, Nat.
Yeah.